Hey everybody, I'm back with this new batch of this bunch of... Today I want to talk about 10 JRPGs that made me rage quit. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, so it's long due, right? So I'm back with another rage quit video. And of course, to keep the tradition alive, I'm here in a couch with a bad camera. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's begin with the first game on the list, and this is Knights of Azure, the first one on the PlayStation 4. Man, this game, what a great, fantastic, gothic action RPG. However, there's a problem with this game. You know, there's no difficulty settings. The second one has difficulty settings, not this one. And that's a big problem for a guy like me who kind of sucks at action games, action RPGs, yeah. So Knights of Azure, near the end of the game, the last bosses before you get to the final boss, one of them is this one you're seeing right now, and oh my god. I want to start this video with games that I actually beat, and then we'll get to the ones that I didn't beat. So despite this game not having any difficulty settings, it will surprise you to know that I beat it. It's pretty much on standard or hard mode, I don't know, I have no idea, but this goddamn boss, she ruined my day. And I clearly remember that I almost threw the controller down. I almost broke my controller out of rage. It's so freaking hard. Basically, you gotta go around while your minions take care of her or distract her. You gotta get rid of the freaking pillars or crystals or whatever the fuck these things are until you can finally get to her and attack her. But halfway through the battle, she casts this horrendous field that gets rid of your summons, your creatures, and your creatures are the only party members you have in this game. So you end up by yourself against this freaking monster. And of course, the first time you have no idea what to do, so you die and you die and you die over and over and over again. So what do? Well, train, level up, what else is there? Or change your strategy, or, you know, change things around, get more skillful, do something else, right? I mean, that's what you gotta do! So you do that, and then you beat the boss, and that's it. Thank you. Next fucking game in the list. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Guess what? It wasn't a boss fight, it wasn't a regular fight, it was none of the stuff. None of that stuff. The Xenoblade Chronicles games have this GPS system. They tell you where you need to go. They show you where. But there's not a freaking voice like in your phone telling you exactly where to turn or to go up or down. No. This game does not give a fuck about you or your lack of sense of direction. So off you go, exploring around like a freaking idiot until you finally find your destination. Hours can elapse before you find your destination. And no wonder this game is so freaking long. No wonder I've seen a ton of people saying they put hundreds of hours into it. They probably, half of that time is probably because they got lost just like me. I made a whole rant video about this game. I'll leave it at the end. It's called Everything Wrong with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because god damn. There's a lot to say about this game, a lot of things that pissed the shit out of me, but the main thing that I kept finding over and over again was that, you know. Next is another game, is the last game that I beat in this list, because the rest of the games I never beat them. I rage quit on them, through and through, and I haven't gone back to them, and I probably never will. But this one, I beat it, and I love it. But if you've watched my previous Rage Quit videos, you know there's gotta be a freaking Star Ocean game, and this is the latest one, Star Ocean 6. Oh boy, the Divine Force, where do I even start? Unbalance galore. You know, modern JRPGs, right? A lot of them have these, I don't know, lack of quality testing or quality assurance, like people just test the first hours of the game, I don't know. Or maybe they learn how to break the game and cheese through it, you know, since the beginning, I don't know. But what about regular folks like me, you know, people who suck at action games or just want to have a good time? Well, this game is easy as hell, believe it or not. Yep, this is one of those games that it comes with difficulty settings, but you do not need to do anything because on normal mode it's easy as hell, except for a couple of boss fights, of course. Boss fights that I've bitched about in this channel a couple of times before. You probably know which ones I'm talking about, the ones you're seeing right now, the stupid ass giant bluebird, and then this guy, I couldn't believe it, you know, I don't know what I was doing wrong, I tried different strategies, died a couple of times. No, I died a freaking 100 times with this guy until I said, you know what, Thank goodness for difficulty settings, so I just put the game on easy and wrecked the motherfucker. Why is it that every single Star Ocean game pissed me off at some point badly, made me rage quit? I've beaten every single one of them, thankfully, but all of them had these really annoying parts or puzzles, man. What's wrong with Star Ocean? God damn it! Moving on to Tactics Ogre. Oh yeah, Reborn, the remaster. Well, I have a history with this game, you know, I've never liked it. I never liked the PS1 version, never liked the PSP version. So when I finally gave this one a chance, I was like, okay, this is my last time. The third time's the charm, right? So I gave it a chance and voila, I loved it. Well, no, I take that back. I didn't exactly love it because it pissed the shit out of me. So it's a game where you do level up, but then you get a level cap. And that level cap ruins everything in this game. Several freaking battles, you know, they made me angry. They made me mad. You know, I kind of rage quit on them. But, I don't know, man, I kind of pulled through somehow with strategy, not with levels, because my characters were capped, of course. But when I got to the final dungeon, I mean, it's not a dungeon, it's just a set of battles in a giant-ass area. So there's several missions. Oh, and guess what? To make things even worse, you don't only have to pull through several battles in a row before you get to the final bosses. Bosses in plural, and then the final boss is freaking bullshit. I never got that far. I think I got to like the 6th stage because you gotta follow a guide to know which doors to open. I mean, that's horseshit to start with. And it just keeps getting harder and harder and harder, and there's no way to restock items or stuff like that unless you exit the dungeon, exit to world map. But if you go back, you gotta restart the whole thing again. Wow! Fucking beautiful, man. That's just fucking beautiful. I have no idea who thought that was a great idea for Final Dungeon. I mean, they really want to make this game as hard as possible. Level cap the player, make battles really hard against stupidly tough enemies, overpowered enemies. There are ways around it, you know. People have beat this game. They go to this freaking secret place in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know, and they get the best equipment and armor and whatever, and they beat the game. I'm too lazy to do that, man. You know, I'm not gonna do that. I'm here to enjoy video games. I'm not here to torture myself with video games. It's a freaking hobby. Anyway, let's move on to this game, man. Dragon Quest VI on the Nintendo DS. Well, I didn't exactly rage quit in this game, but I quit. I was to the point where I was like, man, I'm just gonna see how far I can get because I'm not really loving it. It's a bit of a boring game. It's one of the most boring Dragon Quest games. It's still good, don't take me wrong. It's still good characters, good story. In fact, the premise is kind of interesting. You know, you gotta switch around between 2 different dimensions, and in one of these dimensions, your characters are kind of like totally different, and they don't know you. It's kind of weird, you know. It's intriguing. The story's intriguing, so that's what kept me going. But I reached the part where, man, this game is just so full of random encounters. The encounter rate ruined this game for me. I can't believe it. You know, I just couldn't go on. But I did. I did go on, and I got into this dungeon where you're supposed to beat the final boss. It's not the final battle. I mean, you're supposed to be the antagonist of the game, but I mean, it's not the last time you'll be facing this guy. So you get to the dungeon, you traverse the dungeon, no save points. Oh yeah, this is old school Dragon Quest, baby. No save points, you die at the end of the dungeon, you gotta do it all over again. So imagine. And I died at the boss, I died at the boss because I don't know, I was under leveled. I don't even remember, but the point is that I wasn't gonna go through the entire dungeon again just to get to this guy and beat it. Why? Because I wasn't really loving this game. I was like, remember what I said at the beginning? I was in the mentality of, let's see how far I can get. And that's as far as I got with Dragon Quest VI. Next is another retro game, because the majority of the games in this list are modern, by the way. Next is a game that I have a love-hate relationship. It's a really, really good game, one of my favorite games on the NES. Alright, the NES, I never cover those games, huh? Freaking Crystallis. Crystallis, my man. My man. freaking genius, expert in pissing people off. It didn't age marvelously, it aged decently, it's playable, it's enjoyable until you realize it's a grindfest, until you realize controls are kinda lame and outdated, until you realize the game's just too freaking brutal, full of status effects, annoying status effects galore here, the king of status effects, this game, man. And it just pissed the shit out of me, it pissed me off, it made me rage quit, I put like, 2 hours? 2 hours or probably even less, I couldn't go on. It's such a brutally hard game, I've rage quit in a lot of hard games, but I always go back to them, I grind, I find a way, right? In this game, there's no way! Well, there is a way actually, but you get the idea, it's just really hard for a fucking asshole like me, who sucks at action games, action RPGs, I'm bad at them, I'm the kind of guy who uses his head for strategy games, turn-based games. With action, I gotta be skillful, and I suck at them. Well, I am that bad, I've been getting better, I beat Knights of Azure, and the final bosses, the final battles are really freaking hard, let me tell you that. But Crystallis is just too hardcore for a guy like me. Let's just leave it at that, it's too cryptic. Half of the time you don't know where the hell you're supposed to be going, you don't know what the hell you're supposed to be doing, and on top of it all, you got monsters all around you trying to kill you, monsters that kill you in like 2 hits. Let's move on. Let's move on to my number 4. This is a game, a part of a series that I rage quit in the entire series. There's just 3 games and I rage quit in all of them. But the first game, God Eater Resurrection, I didn't exactly rage quit. I was like, man, the game's too hard, so I'm gonna beat it, and I beat it, and I got the credits. But guess what? That's just the ending of the first arc of the game. Welcome to the second arc of the game. And goddamn it, it's brutal. So I was like, man, I just got to this boss and I gave up. So God Eater 2, I was loving it because you know what? This game is more balanced. The first one is just really freaking hard game. Hard-ass game, man. Hardcore. This is kind of hardcore too, but not too much. The first arc, you kind of beat it with no issues, you're gonna die a couple of times, try again and you'll succeed. But then the second arc starts and then there's this battle. There's this freaking battle where you only get this girl as your party member. Your customized character and that girl as your party member. That's it. And this is a series where I don't think you can survive going solo in the second or third arc of the games, man. And guess what? It's one of those 4 bosses in a row. 4 stages in a row. You can't go back, resupply, heal. No. You're stuck. You're fucked. So I died like 3 times, 3 attempts. I pulled through the first 2 stages, I died at the 3rd one, and when I finally got at the 4th one, the real guy, the real shit, man, the boss, I died, and I just gave up, I was so angry. Like, why? Why can't this be a post game? Why can't this be just, optional stuff, Just give me my regular playthrough, let me beat the game, get my true ending, and that's it. I don't want to have to go through these super stupidly hard-ass battles just to get the true ending. I fucking hate that, and you guys know that. So for my number 3, I have 2 games. It's a bit of a tie. They both should be here, oh yeah. But I'm only gonna cover one because I've complained about these games numerous times in the past year, or less than a year, I think. So one of them is gonna have to be an honorable mention, and that's Shining Resonance Refrain. You know how I got to this part where you need to fight several battles in a row with 2 under-level characters that I never trained. So yeah, you get the idea. Shining Resonance Refrain. Go fuck yourself! That's an honorable mention. But the other one, I know guys, I know you're tired of me complaining about this game, but I gotta bitch about it once again! In fact, the whole point of this video was so I could bitch about this game again. And it's fucking Monarch. It's fucking Monarch! I'll be quick, because, I've bitched about this game several times. I really want to love it. I have a love-hate relationship with it because it's a fantastic game that I really like these ideas. Its freaking ideas were marvelous, mixing horror elements, and kind of supernatural stuff, people trapped in a high school and different party members each time, stuff like that. But it's just so fucking hard. It's broken. This game was a failure in reviews because it's fucking broken. There's a casual mode that laughs in your face. There's nothing casual about it. It's the same fucking thing. Casual, normal. Don't even bother changing the difficulty, guys. They fucked up. You know, casual mode does not exist. It's just there to fool you into thinking the game is going to be easier. It's just not. It's the same freaking massive, stupidly massive grind fest, and it's not even worth playing, you know? Forget about this game. I can't recommend this game even though I kind of love it. You know, I can because it's just ridiculous. That's it, let's move on because like I said, I covered this game multiple times. You already know that it's the leveling system is garbage. And then, you know, the grinding system is also garbage. I mean, you don't even gain experience in this game. You gain spirit points, which are basically skill points. And skill points are shared amongst the party, and you gotta use your skill points to buy things. Why do you have to use your skill points to buy things? When are skill points in any video game whatsoever used as currency? That shouldn't happen, man! Number 2 is Metal Maxino Reborn, the remake. Oh yeah, I know I've bitched about that game too in the past, but I gotta go back to it and explain to you guys why I fucking hated that piece of shit. The original game came out on the PS4 a few years ago, I think it was in 2018, so it's not old at all. It didn't need a remake, it just needed some kind of port with fixed difficulty settings because the original game is hard as hell. But it's great. It's a great game. It merits being hard as hell. You know, it's a game that it has a super convoluted tank equipment system, and it's just weird. You know, I never got the hang of it. You know, I tried different guns, different settings, different parts, because this is an elemental game. I mean, you gotta pay attention to the elements, and bosses are strength to a certain element and whatnot, and a lot of the bosses have shields that you gotta break first to start doing some real damage. It's a stupidly hard game. I never beat it. So I was excited for this remake. I mean, you gotta understand my frustration, okay? Let me go back. I really liked the original game, but I never beat it because it was just too hard for me. So I was like, man, we're getting a remake. Finally, maybe they'll fix this hardcore difficulty, or maybe they'll add an easy mode for losers like me. So, no easy mode, no hard mode either. For those of you who enjoy hardcore games at the hardest difficulty, you're fucked. There's no difficulty settings in this game, in either version. And it's just ridiculously hard. This game puts Monarch to shame. In Monarch, during the first 20 hours or so, you grind a lot, and then you succeed. In this fucking game, you can't do that. You're stuck from the beginning. The first boss is a joke. You one-shot kill the boss, because it's a tutorial boss. But then you go in the outside world and you gotta train before the guys let you in their base and recruit you. And then you get sent out there to hunt down the first real boss of the game and it fucking destroys you. Let me say that again, in case you didn't hear properly. The game has a tutorial boss that you one-shot. And then they tell you need to grind a little bit outside of the base so they can let you in. So you grind and you level up like 6 or 7 levels and then you're good to go, right? But no. They send you to your death. They send you to your doom. Why? And what do? Well, keep grinding, right? You grind more, you will play around with the equipment system and little by little you start wondering, I'm an idiot. What's going on? What's wrong with me? I'm a fucking idiot, right? The game, it's a fucking bully, man. The game makes you think you are an idiot because you can't figure it out for yourself how to do. And then you go to a walkthrough online. But, you know, back then when this game came out, I was playing it because I got a review code. And I was like, oh my god, there are no walkthroughs online. There are a lot of walkthroughs for the previous game, the original game, but not for this one. Oh yeah. Well, you resort to tips, to friends, to anybody in this godforsaken planet that has played the game and you know, well, they don't know anything. Well, maybe one guy knows this and I did this, but you go and do that and it doesn't work for you. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with the developers, man? Why? I mean, this Souls culture needs to die. Seriously. If you wanna make your games hard as fuck, do them, but add difficulty settings. You know, because games are there to be enjoyed. Remember what I said about games like Crystallis? You know, I'm here to enjoy, to have a good time, to enjoy my hobby, my passion. But I'm not a masochist. Well, I kinda am. I mean, this video is kind of the proof of that, isn't it? But yeah, you get the idea, right? I mean, there's no excuse to make a game stupidly broken and stupidly hard at the beginning. During the first hour, not even 1 hour into the game, and you're dying miserably over and over again, even if you grind. Oh, and there's a level, there's not exactly a level cap in this game, no sir. There's more like, it takes fucking forever to keep gaining experience after a certain level. Fuck you, whoever developed this remake. And you messed up, dude, because, you know what, guys? There was going to be a Metal Max Xeno Reborn 2, a sequel, a brand new sequel never seen before. It's been cancelled. Gee, I wonder why! Are you guys ready for my number one? This is a game that I actually beat. Yeah, it's Shin Megami Tensei 5, so it shouldn't be number one, right? It should have been like number 6 or something. But guess what? It's like God Eater. It's like many modern JRPGs out there. It has a true ending. A true ending. Oh yeah. And you wanna know what you gotta do to get the true ending? Of course, you gotta beat the hardest boss in the history of Shin Megami Tensei. Okay, it's not the hardest boss, that credit goes, that honor goes to the Demi-Theme in Digital Devil Saga, whatever. There are harder bosses in Nocturne, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, it's an optional boss. It's a super boss. An optional boss. Did you hear that? Optional! O-P-T-I-O-N-A-L. Optional. Why do I need to beat a stupidly overpowered, a stupidly over-leveled boss that's like level 99, I think, to get the true ending? I mean, what the hell, Atlus? What the fucking hell, Atlus? This is bullshit, man. I mean, what's up with making games like this? And some of these, like the God Eater series, I mean, why do you lock the true ending, the canon ending, the good ending like this? Why do you give players bad endings? This bad ending stuff is just fucking stupid, man. It's an insult to the players. This game's a masterpiece. I love it. But at the same time, it isn't. You know, it's an insult to video game players. Like, why do you do that? You know what? Fuck your stupid ass true ending. I'm gonna go watching YouTube. No, I'm not gonna do that, you know? I'm gonna find a way to beat your motherfucking boss, goddammit. These games. Fuck all of them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. And stay the hell away from Metal Max fucking Xeno Reborn. See you next time. I love you guys. A true ending. Oh yeah.